Hello guys, today I'm gonna cover very quickly something that a lot of friends asked me about. A lot of friends of mine are into airsoft and they talked about hop-up units and different ways of improving hop-ups, which as you know for sure it's an integral part of most ASGs. What I told them about was the existence of these R-hop made by hunter-seeker armories, and these R-hops actually a different concept extracted from Ganjinir's or Ishioka's G-hop. All these projects have been around for quite a while, and they are answers to the hop-up problem in most ASGs today. What I mean by that is that most companies develop a hop-up unit that actually works to a certain degree, but heavy lifting, heavy BBs, or just sending them straighter when you need extreme accuracy, they become somewhat faulty. They have imperfections in the concept that work approximately well, like 70%, but then after careful evaluation, especially for people who are into airsoft sniping or DMRs, which are a huge deal these days, there's a gray area in the middle where these guys tried and developed something that could be of great use for any kind of airsoft gun, but most especially for people who are looking for extreme accuracy and stuff. So what is this? This is what hunter-seeker called an R-hop. The main concept is an R-hop, but what you see here is actually what he calls an IER hop. R being the general concept, I being the fact that this polymer plastic reacts well to sudden temperature changes, so it works for expanding gases that tend to make the hop-up unit near the nozzle very cold, tend to react very well to winter kind of weather and such. So the blue design, the blue color that you see is actually because this is an I hop type. So it's still R hop, but what he calls it is IR hop. But then it's not even an IR hop, it's an IER hop, and E stands for extended. In fact, as you can see, if I was able to compare it to other R hops, you would easily notice that it's way longer than the others one, probably like twice as much. The reason for this being that these extended R hops provide more surface along which the BB creates friction on. So this creates a more stable spinning effect, because now you're required to use less pressure from the hop-up knob to send the BB through the hop-up units. So you're getting something more consistent, less dramatic on the BB, and with a more prolonged effect, so that the entire hop-up spinning is actually stabilized. The BB floats in there and is forced to follow a strict trajectory that is compatible with the actual inner barrel trajectory. So this is a lot of positive effects on the BB trajectory. Now a lot of people ask me, how are you supposed to use this? I cannot show you how to install this yet. I'll hopefully do it soon enough. But the way you're supposed to do this, if you look at it just like this, you say, how is this gonna create an air seal? It's not its purpose to create an air seal. This is just for the friction effect. So you have to think that the original hop-up unit, deprived of its mould inside, is gonna go on this R-hop exactly the same way that you would install it before. So you have the inner barrel, you have that hop-up window, so that is filed, and so you can see the inside of the inner barrel. You put these are hop-up on it, and then you slide the original hop-up unit, the hop-up backing, sorry, on it. You have to remove the mold inside it, otherwise you would create, you know, an additional pressure point that's gonna destabilize the R-hop. So this, you know, changes how the two rubbers behave. One is now going to deliver extreme air seal and air seal only, while this is gonna provide entirely hop-up spinning effect. And you probably have to adapt your hop-up window, and that's, you know, a whole another topic, to fit an extended R-hop like this. And this is because otherwise you would have to cut it in half and probably get something like 2 R-hops, which I don't think is possible, because you're not gonna, you know, just cut it exactly in half. You need to cut something like 60%, depending on your hop-up window. Another question friends of mine asked who are into DIY, do-it-yourself or kind of crazy stuff, they said, but this is just plastic. This is just a plastic polymer that I've seen somewhere. Wait, where did I see it last time? Wait a moment. This is a plastic tube. 6 millimeters wide plastic tube. What I'm gonna say here is that, am I able to create something that looks like an R-hop from here? You decide. Am I able to fit it comfortably, knowing that this polymer plastic is gonna deliver the same amount of friction of these? From the exteriors, I'm telling you, this, it might be my hands, but this is slightly harder to slide your hands on, so it makes a little more friction, like the rubber is less polished. This is smoother, but this is the exteriors. And what if you take some dusting paper, sandpaper, and just, you know, slightly remove this extreme smooth polishing from the inside? How about width of this, the general width of this? It's pretty similar, if you ask me. I'd say they're the same. But now you need to take X-Acto knife or something and cut this thing exactly the same way these are cut. Then if you install the R-hop or installed it before, you know that these sides are probably not gonna match your hop-up window in the barrel. This is why Hunter Seeker provides the Easy Kit, which has 3 R-hops, and these are made just so you can find the most compatible to yours. Now, are these 3 coming from entirely different sections of plastic tubes? Well, what I can do is just mix and match them here to try and see if the actual, and you have to bear with me, you're probably not gonna see it through all the way, but I'd say this, it's pretty hard to say actually. To my eyes they look like they have some different section. You see how this part is a little thinner. I don't really know. Wait a second. Yeah, it looks like they're slightly thinner diameters, so this seems to be made from slightly different carves, if you know what I mean, different circles or stuff. They're not just cut and made different. These seem to be wider than the others, see? Probably. But forget about the Easy Kit. If you are going to custom make one for your hop-up window, you might be able to just find it the exact way. Is this gonna work? I don't know. I don't really know. All I know, I'm just observing, and I cannot do any molecular research of the plastics. I cannot do anything. All I know is this is the real deal. Comes for like $23 or something. International shipped. Hunter Seeker is very helpful. It takes like $1 only additional for international shipping. I mean, guys, for $23 getting these, if you can deal with the do-it-yourself stuff, there's not gonna be any commercial hop-up unit that's gonna work for you the way these does. A 9-ball purple is very good, but it's hard to find somewhere. You have to get international ship from. It's a single unit, goes for like $15, and then bam, you have to pay like $15 again or $30 just to have it shipped from Japan. Now I have another tube just to demonstrate that, as you see, not all the sections and diameters are good. This 6mm tube, which I think is used in irrigation or computer liquid cooling probably, but they don't even probably just get a purpose back when they do it. It's a plastic tube. You can do anything you want with that. This might work. You can take this sample and ask the guy on Home Depot or stuff, like, can I take this mold sample home just to make sure that it blah 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 works with that? And he's gonna say okay right away, because he's not probably gonna charge you like $1 for this thing. But think about how many R-hops you're gonna make with this. You could even make an extreme R-hop that is all the way here, but then you will have banding, and I don't think this is a good idea. So this is exactly what an extended hop might look like. I don't know. I'm just gonna give you some ideas. When I learned about the R-hop, I immediately thought about the relation between plastic tubes and these. I'm telling you, this polymer, while you know there is obviously some trade secret about it, feels slightly, you know, different from this. This is very smooth and cold in a way, while this rubber, it would make sense just by touching it that this creates more consistent friction with the BB. As I said, I'm not officially nor unofficially endorsed or sponsored or anything by Hunter Seeker. I just thought you might want to know how these things look like in real life and what they do. A lot of people asked me, even here in my country, and I hope someone's gonna make some subtitling or stuff for these, even if it's pretty random what I said, and hopefully this works out for you. Thank you very much for watching, and you know, as everybody says here on YouTube, subscribe if you like. Okay, bye bye.